Welcome everybody to Iconic TV Live. I'm your host, Dr. Connie Scavella, and this is a special part of a series that we're doing. We are on part 2. And today, in our Sales Mastery series, we're talking about the thing that stops most people. Is this something that stops you? Is handling sales objections hard for you? Like, you're really getting good at your presentation, you have that down, maybe you follow a script or a framework, and you're feeling confident, you really like this person, you really want to get them into your business, and then they throw up all these objections at you, and another one, and another one, and another one, like, oh, they don't like this, and the more objections you get, the less and less confident you feel. Has that happened to you? Well, today we're going to show you how to eliminate all of that, because sales objections are actually a no-brainer. And what I'm going to do for you guys today is something really cool. I am going to make it so stupid simple, okay? Super simple to handle sales objections. In fact, there's only 4 parts to this. You've never seen this anywhere, right? This is our proprietary formula. This is what we use to scale to over 6 figures a week. This is how I used it to sell $436,000 from the stage in one 45-minute presentation. I've done this for over 20 years. This is not something new. I didn't go to 45 different challenges and put it together. I didn't copy other people's scripts, right? This is all based on, let me get the copy. I wasn't prepared. This is all based on this book. And some of you took the quiz last week. If you want to take the quiz, let me know. But this is my #1 best-selling book. I've written 2. Another one is coming out on November 11th. I can't wait to tell you guys about that. And then I have a 4th one coming out called Beyond Mindset. So if you're like, how do I do all this? How do I have all this work for me? There's something up here that might be stopping me. That's where Beyond Mindset comes in. This encompasses all of it, okay? Whoever has the most comments today, whoever is watching, I'm going to give you a copy of this book. And whoever has the most comments in this live, not in the replay, you got to be here live, I'll send you a copy of this book. In fact, since I'm feeling a little generous, I'm going to give you a copy of both of my books. Whoever has the most comments, you're going to get both of these books. And so I just want to go ahead and get started. As you're checking in, let me know, okay? Who's here? Tell me where you're from. Give me a #1 in the comments if it is your first time. I want to see who are my new people here. Again, we had a bunch of new people come into our group, and so excited to meet all of you. And put a little, click that thing up there somewhere for StreamYard, okay? That way we can engage and I can talk to you. And if you are a pro, you know what to do. Right down below, you're going to put pro down below, so I know that you are the people that come here a lot. And also I want to say thank you very much to all of you who were super kind over the last couple days. Keep going, because I love it. So I had a birthday yesterday. I gave you guys in last week's show an offer for $1,000 value of a prize. So I think there was quite a few of you. You should have got a message from me to make sure that you can claim that. And so thank you for all the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. You know, turning 21 is a momentous occasion, and so I'm just thrilled to have all of you share in that with me. So and no snarky comments after that one, right? Okay, I don't want to hear anything about that last thing that I just said. So, are you guys ready? I love sales, by the way. And do you want to know how you tell a good salesperson from a really bad salesperson? Do you guys know? Any ideas? How do you know the difference between a good salesperson and a bad salesperson? I've hired, oh my gosh, hundreds of salespeople, right? And there's one trait that I look for. Okay, it's not the experience, and it's not what company they came from or the product, and what it is. Are they a good human? Right? To be an amazing salesperson, you really have to be a good human. You have to be able to like people, listen to people, and not talk about yourself all the time. It's kind of simple, right? And if you think about good humans, that's kind of what we're looking at, right? By the way, everything that we're doing and that we're showing you is going to culminate in one big event. And it's free. I love free. Hope you guys do too. So if you want to come to our free workshop in November, we are introducing a brand new part of our company. It is so cool. I can't even give you hints about it. But if you're loving the sales, if you'd like to learn more about marketing, if you need more clients, if you want to grow your business, scale your business, hire the right team, okay? There's 4 pillars of running a business. And then there's one overarching theme around that. We're going to teach you the 4 pillars of scaling your business to 7 figures, and we're going to do it in a 5-day live workshop. It's 100% free, and I'm not going to do it here, okay? I'm going to do it in another Facebook group, and it's not a Zoom call. I'm just going to do it live in that group, and I want you guys to come. So it's 100% free. All you have to do is type workshop if you do want to come to that, okay? So here we are, ready to go. We want some sales. And what are we talking about today? How do you actually organize this? Because sales is all over the place. Everybody has a different methodology, 3 steps, 4 steps, 7 steps, 12 steps, right? And we like to use the concept of a matrix, all right? And so what is a matrix? So if you look at a matrix, let me see if I can do this for you guys. With 2 hands. So this is like a matrix, right? Put together, okay? And this is the SOAR matrix, okay? So when you have these 4 cubes, that's a matrix, all right? Everything in our company is divided by 4. And I'm going to teach you the SOAR formula for sales because this is all I've ever used, right? I didn't know it at first. I was like always at the bottom of the sales list. And then I started using this formula and I rose to the top. I've always been either number 1 or in the top 1% of every single company I've ever been in. And then I realized, in looking back, why was I always so successful? And then there's times when I wasn't. What was the difference? And it all came down to these 4 steps. So I want to show this to you. This is the matrix. Now, when I say matrix, maybe you're thinking Keanu Reeves, right? And that red pill, blue pill concept, okay? Yeah, that's kind of like it. Are you going to go the red pill or the blue pill? Which way are you going to go with your sales? So what is a matrix? Actually, it's like a place or a point from which something originates. Where does it come from? And where does it take place? Where does it develop from? Okay? So when you're thinking about your sales and the objections, you got to think about that. Where are these objections coming from? What are the common objections? We're going to talk about the common objections. How do you eliminate all objections? Every single one. Eliminate every objection. We're going to show you exactly how to do that. I want to hear that. And then we're going to go into the formula. And then I have some really cool giveaways, as I like to do, that I really want you guys to get, okay? Because it'll change the world, right? There's a reason I've written a number of books, because I love storytelling. And people love stories. They don't want facts. They want stories, okay? Anybody out there ever want to write a book? If you've ever wanted to write a book, let me know. Just type book down below. Let me know that you've always wanted to write a book. I would love to hear about it. If you need some help with that, let us know. We have a program that we do a couple times a year on how to write your book in 13 weeks. And also, if you do want to be the first ones to get my book that's coming out, the next one is November 11/22, so 11/11/22. I would love to get you in the advanced copy of that. Just type new book down below and we'll get you all the details on the new book. And it's really going to be really cool. And we will actually send it to you, right? We'll send you the actual book, okay? It's not an ebook. We're going to actually let you have the physical copy on your desk all the time. So if you want the new book that's coming out 11/11/22, just type new book down in the comments, okay? So we know we got to start with a matrix to keep it simple, right? We don't need a whole bunch of steps, just 4 simple steps, and you just kind of go around the matrix, okay? But I got a quick question for you. What's the number 1 way to crush objections? What do you guys think it is, right? The easiest way to get rid of all objections forever is eliminate them in advance. Just get rid of them before they ever come up, right? If you can kill them in advance, they will never show up. It's preventive, right? And so your sales presentation needs to be a preventive sales presentation. Most people are reactive in their sales presentations. Which one are you? Type down below, are you preventive or reactive? Okay, or do you need to switch? Okay, maybe you're a little bit of both. Maybe go both ways. I don't know. Okay, but if you need some help with this, I would love to hop on a call with you, right? Just type callconnie.com or hashtag call below, and we can look at your sales presentation. If you have a sales presentation you would like us to critique, just go here and let us know, and I will look at a sales presentation that you've done. If you've got a Zoom or a copy of it, I'm happy to critique it. I love doing it. It will absolutely change the game on your sales. So if you have one and you want it critiqued, just go to callconnie.com, set up a quick appointment, set us up with what the call is about so I know what I'm looking at, and then I will give you feedback on that. Pretty cool, huh? So here's the thing. What do you have to know about your sales presentations, right? We talked about it for a second. We talked about being a good human. Are you a good human? Okay, this is most important, right? The secret to detecting truth from falsehood. Every one of us has a BS meter. And what happens is in sales, most people go in the red. They're just lying and lying and lying, right? And if you can't tell 100% truth in your sales presentation, you're not going to sell anything. All right. Now, I spent 12 years studying this, right? How I worked with a legendary Dr. David Hawkins, and his whole premise of his work was man's greatest weakness is the inability to tell truth from falsehood. But when we're in a sales presentation, we can tell, can't we? You can kind of feel it. There's something that doesn't feel right when someone's telling you something, and you're like, okay? So I'm going to show you the 8 objections that people have, and we're going to make sure that we eliminate them in advance, okay? So when you know the common things, then you can prepare for them in advance, and you can build them into your sales presentation. We do all kinds of work on this. We have a proprietary system. This is it, okay? It's called the up-level sales system. And there's just a certain number of steps, right? It take you all the way around to closing up the gap there. And that's kind of where this is all based in, and it's tied to SOAR, and it works, okay? So you know you can't lie, okay? There's another aspect of that, because type script down below. If you have a script, do you use a sales script? All right? Do you want a sales script? We got plenty of them, okay? Depending on what kind of business you are, what kind of person you are, different people need different scripts, even if they're selling the same thing. Did you know that? You can't use the same script for every single person. Some people are going to need a different type of script. So type in script below if you use one, or no script if you kind of wing it and you just like see what sticks, trying something different every single time, every different person. Okay? Tell me what you're doing down below. I would love to see the comments. Remember, whoever has the most comments, by the time I'm finished in a few minutes, you're going to get a copy of this book. All right? So, here's the other thing that you need. These are the 3 levels too that are important in your sales. These are kind of layers, right? The words are important, right? The scripts, the words, yeah, absolutely. But tonality, that's huge, okay? And people think in pictures. You need to have an emotionalized sale, and so you need visuals. So if you don't have all of those, you're already behind the 8 ball. You've got to have all of them. If you don't have some way of being visual in your sale, it's going to be very hard, okay? Especially if you're trying to do it all on the phone. We always recommend 100% of the time what we call a money call, right? Anything where you're sharing the money has to be face-to-face, okay? Whether it's in Zoom or in person. You can't do a money call just on a phone, okay? Now, if you have a very low ticket offer, meaning under $1,000, sure, you can do sell by chat. We teach you that all the time. But what we live by is we want you guys to do high ticket selling, right? It's so much easier. The clients are better. They stay a lot longer, right? And you're dealing with your ideal prospect. So let's go into this. Let's start with step number 1, the S, okay? Out of the matrix, there's 4 cubes, okay? The first one is S. Let's go look at that. I'm going to show you what it is, what you need to focus on, and why it falls apart. Have you ever wondered why? I think they really like it. They're going to call me back and tell me this is really great. And you never hear from them. Crickets, ghosts, right? And they're not going to tell you. Who's the bigger liar, the salesperson or the prospect? Kind of a tough question. What do you think? Salesperson, prospect? Put it down below. Who do you think is less honest in a presentation? That's a great question, isn't it? Guess what? Truth always wins. So you just have to be all honest. So the S, what does the S stand for? This is the situation. What's the situation? Okay. First thing you have to look at is, what is the situation here? And you need to address all these things in advance. So what is the singular point of agreement? What is the one thing that you guys agree on? Okay, I am here for what, right? The point of this call is what? So you need to know the situation ahead of time. The more research you can do in advance, the better you will be in your sales, because you can build in all of those answers to the objections. But how many people go in without any knowledge and intel? Intel is huge. So if you don't know the situation, then you need to uncover the situation. But where does this go wrong? Well, I want to let you know, when we're talking about the situation, do you guys know that the adoption curve, right? It's called Rogers Innovation Adoption Curve. Okay, there's people who are early adopters, right? Or the innovators, people who want to get something right away, right? Think of like Apple, the people that'll stand in line, 3 days in advance. Okay, and then there's early adopters, and then there's a big drop off. Okay, and then you get a lot of the early majority, then you get the late majority, and then the laggards. Okay, so you have to know, first of all, the situation with your own product. Where is your product in its adoption curve? Does everybody know about it? Is it brand new? Or it's kind of tailing off, right? It's such a saturated market, right? Maybe you're in the health market. That can be very saturated. Maybe with all the mental health crisis, you're in the mindset market. You can't distinguish yourself, right? So what happens is, first you got to know the situation. So put in the comments, which category are you in? Because that's going to make a huge difference in how you sell. Are you in the innovators? Okay, that's only 2.5%. Are you in the early adopters? Like, people are starting to hear about you, but it's still the new crowd, right? That's 13.5% of the market. And the chasm means it's really hard to get to the next level. 34% is the early majority. People are like, oh yeah, okay, I'm in, right? Maybe you were online doing your business way before anybody came in, and after COVID, shoot, everybody's in, right? But the problem is, as everybody comes in, and now you get into the late majority, it's another 34%. Guess what? Sales are starting to fall. And as you get into the laggards, the last people, oh my gosh, it's lights out. So if you don't have a high ticket offer now, and the market is going through this change, you're going to be in trouble. Right? So you've got to build out your high ticket model now. Don't think that you can skate on a $200, $400, $900 product. You can't do it. You're going to be priced out of the market. You're never going to be able to jump that chasm. Okay? So put in the comments, and which category is your business in? All right? Where are your clients? You might have a late adopter business model, but your clients are all early adopters. Guess what? There's no connection. They're not going to buy, right? So you have to have alignment with those two things. Super important, okay? And if you don't, you're going to get more hidden objections. Most objections are hidden. They're not overt, all right? But people will feel it, right? They won't feel like a lie, but they're like, I don't think this is really for me, okay? So how do you crush this? How do you crush this problem? Okay, here's how we shatter this, is we've got to look at, with S, okay, that situation. If it's falling apart on that stage, it's because you didn't establish connection through stories, right? When you first start off, you're not telling all this rapport. Where do you live? Oh, I have an uncle there. I used to play golf there. And what's your golf? You don't do that, okay? That's so 1980s. The whole rapport thing is so overrated, all right? You just have to be a good human. You don't need to work hours and hours on rapport if you're a good human. So what do you have to do? You have to have good stories. So here's something I want you guys to have. I want you to have amazing stories. And we developed this thing called the story bank. What it is a vault of stories that'll sell. What if you're not a good storyteller? What if you don't know what to do? Okay? Well, most business owners are product sellers. They're just selling their widget. They're not storytellers, and stories are the things that sell 100% of the time. Of course, you got to have all the tonality and all of that stuff in there, and you got to have the visuals. But if you don't tell good stories, you won't close. The end. If you're all facts and features, it's not going to work. But there's stories that you should tell and stories that you shouldn't, right? There's stories that won't make you money, gossip, right? Don't gossip, don't talk about your competitors or anything like that, okay? The other stories that don't sell is features, 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 features. You're going to put people to sleep? That's not going to work. So what we did is we created, there's 9 critical stories that you need to have in your arsenal, okay? We call them vaults, right? A vault full of different stories. Well, guess what? They're already done for you. You don't have to do it. It's already done. We did them all. So there's 9 primary stories that you need, okay? Things like your headlines and how you engage people, stories about your offer, inspirational stories, quote stories, reviews, like what do people say, a story about your own story, right? Your biography. So those are the main ones that you need. We already did those for you. And then we give you 13 more of different things that you should have in your arsenal, right? Different cautions, analogies, different celebrations, the hero's journey. What's your hero's journey story, right? How do you put humor into it? And we give you a bonus section called brainstorm. So if you want this, right, this is called the story bank. All right, they're all done for you, a vault of stories that will sell. If you think I'm not good at this, we got you covered. And just take this down. Don't go there yet because we got a little bit more to do. I got 3 more letters to go through. And go to www.ceostorybank.com and you're going to get all of our done for you stories. And it'll help you get more clients, save a lot more time, and of course, earn more money. Who doesn't want to earn more money, right? Okay, so let's go on to the next one. This is the O, okay? This is the next step that you need to conquer in order to crush objections forever. Ready? Okay, so what does the O stand for? That's the objective, okay? What's the objective of this? This is where the numbers come in, right? When you're talking numbers, what are your numbers? Where are you right now? How many people do you have? Where do you want your income to be? Those kind of questions, right? And you need them to take ownership of the circumstance. People need to tell you, this is what I'm going through. This is where they're starting to talk also some about their problems. Like, I'm having this, I'm doing this is working, this is not working, right? They need to take ownership. It's not this that they're sitting back and go, oh, there's nothing, I'm just here for free coaching. Great, go somewhere else. But you want people to be really focused on the objective. And what is the objective based on the circumstances that they're going through now, okay? And by the way, if you want help with that, right? If you want to change your circumstance, if you want 10 new clients in 90 days, this is the giveaway that we have. Just type clients. Hey, if you want 10 new clients, high ticket clients, right? 5,000 at a minimum, that's 50,000 in the next 90 days. If you want $50,000 in your pocket by the end of the year, you need to get this, okay? And all you have to do is type clients. We showed you this last week. If you missed it, just type hashtag replay and we will get that for you, okay? So ownership of your circumstances, okay? So you got to know the objective. And if you fail here, if you're getting crushed on this objection, it's because you didn't clarify the objections and the objectives, okay? So if you don't make it really clear, like who did what and what's the numbers and all of that, you're not going to be able to get to that. So I want to move to the next one. Okay, we're going to go really fast here on the last half because we're almost out of time. Let me show you this one first. Okay, A. This is the A. Okay, you've got to, the next step with your objections is you've got to acknowledge the solution. Okay, what are we talking here? Acknowledging the solution is saying, hey, this is what will work. They've told you everything that doesn't work. They own that situation. They're telling you, this is the objective I want. I want to make more sales, or I want to get more leads, or I want to be known as the #1 person, or I want to publish a book. This is the thing. And then you've got to get that clarity about the situation, right? The things that, the objections, the blocks that they have to getting it. And now we've got to provide a solution, all right? So this is where you're talking about the application. What is going to happen, okay? So you've got to acknowledge what that solution is. Like with us, a lot of people come to us because they want to increase their income, right? Why? For a whole bunch of different reasons. To get rid of their job, to provide for their family, to travel more. People always love to travel. So what is it for you? Why would you love to have a 7-figure business? Put it down below. If you had a 7-figure business, you're making $100,000 a month, what would you do with that? what would that do? How would that change your life? You might be thinking, I can never do that. There's no way. Okay? Yeah, there is a way. But you got to keep it simple. So guess what? This whole formula, I'm showing you how to overcome objections, is the exact same formula applied to growing a 7-figure business. And we will show you that in that workshop. So for example, what's the application? This is where you're showing your solution. How does that happen? Okay, how does it happen in 4 steps? So take a look at what we would show you, okay? We would say, hey, if you want to do this and get this result, we can show you the #1 high ticket selling formula to grow your business. So you could design and launch and grow a high ticket profitable online business in 1 year or less to 7 figures. And what are those steps, right? You have 1 offer, 1 group, 1 meeting with people, and you make $1 million in 1 year. That's it. That's the application. That's how simple it is, right? So imagine that. There's not a whole bunch of, attach this and get this software and click on this and build 14 funnels and hire, high ticket salespeople. No, it's super simple. 1 offer, 1 group, 1 meeting, 1 million, okay? If you want to know more about that, just type call Connie down below or call, and I will show you what that looks like in detail, okay? Because it goes like that. It's very specific. It's very structured. As far as we've done it so many times, we know exactly where you come in, what step you need to be on, how quickly you go from one step to another, okay? And it's all tied around these blocks, right? So the application, the A, is this one, okay? And so what is your application? If your application doesn't answer all of their objections, you don't have a good enough offer, okay? So make sure, if that's where you're getting stuck, it could be your offer, okay? So the other part of this A is exactly that, right? You didn't establish one clear pathway, one way that you can get to that objection. If your goal is to make $100,000 in 1 year, did you outline an exact strategy? If your goal is to get people to be healthy, did you outline one clear pathway? If your goal is to get people, let's say, a better mindset, do you have one clear pathway? If your goal is to put real estate, you're in real estate and you want to put people into a home or you want to grow a real estate practice, then what's the one clear pathway? If you don't have that, you're going to lose out on the A. You're never going to finish around the matrix. Is this making sense to you guys? Give me a thumbs up. If it is, tell me. More comments. Whoever has the most comments gets a copy of the book. Let me know if this is kind of gelling for you, if you're getting this, okay? So I'd love for you guys to have a copy of this book. And again, like I said, we're going to get my first book, The Power of a Wish, How to Attract Anything You Want. We'll get you both, okay? Just for being the person with the most comments. So here's the 4th part of objections. Remember I told you I'm going to show you the 4-step formula to crush objections forever. So no objections, no rejection. So the 4th one is this one, okay? So the R in the SOAR formula is resolution. What's the resolution? What is the ultimate outcome? So in this part of objection handling, you have to review the ultimate outcome. So you can give a solution. That's great. Look at what we have, right? Here's our widget. That's not enough. You've got to now connect the dots and show them the outcome. When you do this, what will happen, right? Just like I just asked you, you might not be thinking about $1 million, but what if it happened? What would that look like? How would that change your life? What if you never had another bill again? What if you never had to look at another price tag again? What $1 million does is it sets you apart, and your confidence will go through the roof, and you have choice. How many of you don't have choice right now? You're like, I don't know, I have to do this, okay? So the R, okay, in this objection formula, right, that's the next thing you need. But what happens if you're not doing it? If your sales aren't going through, there's a couple things here, right? There's these neuronal processing methods. There's ways that people think, okay? Some people are visual learners, and so your presentation also needs to have the stats and the stories, okay? Some people are auditory, right? They like to hear things. They like to hear testimonials. They have their own inner self-talk, all right? So you have to hit that. And then other people are kinesthetic. They're more feeling nature, and they want your outcome to talk about the relief and the certainty that this will work. Okay, now this is going to be very important when we talk about the 8 common objections, because that's going to be the most important, so I saved it for the last. If you're not getting this part down on the R, if you're missing this block, then you didn't eliminate their fears of moving forward, right? Because, okay, I saw that looks cool, but I'm still afraid to move forward. Why is that? Why do you think after everything you show, they're like, yes, yes, I love it, and they still keep spewing more and more objections? Why is that? Well, you didn't provide a safety zone, right? Number one thing that people want to do is eliminate fear. They want safety, okay? And the way you get safety is by showing them the ultimate outcome. And review that. By doing this, you get that. A equals B, right? So here's the 8 objections you guys need to know. Take these down, write these down, and I want you to type in the comments the letter next to which ones do you hear the most, okay? So put in the comments which ones you hear the most. So is it number 1? Talk to my spouse. Oh, I gotta talk to my husband, or I gotta talk to my wife, right? And then it's the goldfish and, you know, the neighbor, or I've got to consult my tarot cards, or whatever, okay? So they're basically outsourcing. That's the O, okay? They didn't get overcome on that O. Then they just say, I need to think about it. Okay, great, I want to think about it. Well, why are they doing that? What's to think about? They can't think about it on their own. Nobody's going to answer them a question. I have a coach already, or I have X already, or I have a diet I'm on, or I have a gym I belong to, or I have a real estate agent, my sister's an agent, right? That I have it already. Guess what? You still haven't distinguished yourself. So how do you build that into your presentation? D, okay? If you hear this one a lot, I don't have the money. Okay, I don't have the money. This is a high ticket thing. I don't have the money. Or I need a few weeks to put the money together. Okay, how many of you get money objections? Anybody get money objections? Well, guess what? We never get money objections. You know why? Because I hate them. And we used to get them all the time, especially as our price went up. We get lots of money objections. And how did they disappear? Well, I used to work in the finance business and had mortgage and real estate investment firms. And so working in the finance market, I established great connections, and then I just built out the same thing I did to be a multimillionaire in real estate here. And I built a syndicate of lenders. So nobody has to worry about having enough money, right? And what we did by that is to work with us, it's 75% less than anywhere else you could possibly go. Imagine that. You get the best of the best of the best. High ticket, everything you want, there's done for you, everything is customized, and you pay 75% less than if you went to the, local Kajabi training course or whatever, okay? So you've got to build that in. How do you get rid of your objections over money? And if you want to know how we do that, if you want to tap into our syndicate of lenders, just ask us, right? Put it in the comments, just help or have a question, and reach out to us and we can talk about that. What are the last ones? I've tried this before and it didn't work, or this won't work for me or for my business, right? You guys hear that a lot? I don't think it's going to work, okay? And number 6 is F. I don't have the time, or it's not the right time. It's fall, or the kids are going in school. I just don't have time. This would take a lot of time. I'm too busy. Okay, so that's not going to be it. And I never make these big decisions on the spot. That's another one people say. Okay, oh, they just made a big decision right there on the spot, didn't they? I always crack up on that one. So which one is it for you? Which one? If you have good math skills, you realize that was only 7. So here is the number 1 objection that people have. You want to know? Okay, what do you think it is? Tell me down in the comments. What do you think the number 1 objection is that people have? What do you think? Here it is. The number 1 hidden objection. You pick, okay? Do you think it is that I don't trust you? Like, they don't trust the salesperson. They don't trust the person on the phone with them or in the call. Or even if it's, automated on an auto webinar or something, they don't trust that person. Remember that BS meter we talked about? Or I don't trust your company or the industry. Like there's people out there in network marketing or crypto or CBD and things. People don't trust that industry sometimes, right? So maybe that's it. They don't trust the company, the industry, or that product, right? Oh, yours is a generic product instead of a name brand. I don't trust it. Or do you think the number one objection under the trust factor is I don't trust myself? Which one do you think? Do you think is number one, number two, or number three? What happens for you the most? When you think of all the sales you didn't close, do you think they didn't trust you? Do you think they didn't trust your company or industry? Or do you think they just didn't trust themselves? Okay? Which one is it? Put your answer in below and I will reveal. Again, I do want to remind you guys that we are doing this workshop. Okay, let me show you this workshop in November. And we're going to cover all of these answers in detail, right? Not just surface level, but all the hows and the whens, and you'll get this amazing 65-page workbook to go through and keep and use that as your guidebook to do everything. And then we have one phenomenal, mind-blowing, brand new thing. We always do something like this anytime we offer something. We're going to give you the first opportunity to see that. So, and if you do want the workbook for 10 clients in 90 days, just type clients, okay? But I want to ask you, what do you think the number one reason that people don't buy? What do you think it is? This is it. Number one hidden objection is people don't trust themselves, right? They don't trust themselves to actually do the work. They don't trust themselves to show up. They don't think that they have the smarts to do it. They don't think that they will make the payments. They don't think that people would buy from them. They don't think they could charge that much. They don't think they're credible. People don't trust themselves, especially if they've been burned before. Okay? So you have to build all of these things into this matrix, okay, of questions and objections. So when you solve these 4 things, you got it, right? You're never going to hear an objection again, okay? So all of this is part of this SOAR formula, right? So this is the formula that we use. This is how you grow a business. This is how you hire a team. This is how you improve your sales. This is how you handle parenting. There's all kinds of things that you can do, okay? So all you have to remember, these are the 4 things, okay? S, right? Did you cover the S? Did you cover the O so that you don't have any O objections? Did you cover the A? Okay. Did you cover the A? And did you cover the R? Okay. If you covered all 4 parts in your presentation, you got it. You'll never have an objection again. And again, if you guys want your sales reviewed, please type in that you want a review. Just go to callconnie.com and we will help you. And next week, we are going to be here for part 3. And you can't miss this because most of you are structuring your sales wrong, and we're going to show you what you should not do in your sales presentations. And most people, I would say 85% of people, are doing this because it's what you're taught, and it doesn't work. Absolutely does not work. And we showed you last week how to cut your sales from 7 hours to 1 overtime and less than 1. And now we're going to show you why you're stuck. There's something you're doing in the mechanics of your sale. It doesn't have to do with the script. It has to do with what you're offering on your presentation. Okay. So if you're wondering, like, I've tried all this, it's still not working. Next week we'll tell you why. So thanks for being here. And again, thank you everybody for the lovely gifts, and have a great birthday week.